Check 1 2, check 1 2. Miami on the rocks. Casey Chopz. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at MIA on the rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Today's episode is brought to you by my brother Smiles Official. Make sure you check out his new single featuring Tory Lanez. It's called Bands in the Trap. Apple Music, Spotify. Make sure you Shazam it. Follow him on Instagram at Smiles Official. Today's guest, I got my brother Kasper in here, Eli in here. Yo, family in here today. For the people that don't know, Kasper is one of the biggest artists in Miami, and when I say artist, I mean painter, not to be confused with someone who does music. He's done painting. He's done paintings for Nicky Jam. He's done paintings for Sech. He's done paintings for Bad Bunny. You know, you've been moving and shaking in the scene, bro, and you know I've been watching your movement closely, bro, and I want to give you your props. I want to give you your flowers, man, because you've been working hard. You know what I'm saying? And so first of all, take me through. You're from here, right? You're from Miami.
Yeah.
Where in Miami?
Down Kendall
area. And how did you get into the whole, you know, because if you follow Kasper, you're going to see him, you know, presenting paintings for Sech, Nicky Jam, and all the biggest celebrities. So there's a lot of people who, you know, who have a dope, you know, who are dope with the pen or dope, you know, artistry with painting and things of that nature. And they're looking at you like, damn, how do I take it to the next level? How do I really monetize it and make it a career? Because, you know, I think the average person is like, yo, how do I make money from this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I want to go through like your beginnings, bro. You're from Kendall, and how did you get into? Have you always been like into painting and drawing and artistry like that?
Yeah, so since I was 5, my mom put me in like art classes because my mom paints too, and like my half brother also got into art. So I went to Felixville High School, and they have like a crazy APR program there. So then when I first started, bro, it's like anybody starts. It's like you have a natural like affiliation with it. If you like it, you don't, you know. And over time, like I still got my portfolio since I was like in like 3rd grade, 2nd grade. And like if you go up like throughout the years, I still have like all my paintings like marked from like 2003, 2004, 2005. And if you like put them up, lined up, you're gonna see like the progress that it makes. And like now I'm at the point I am now.
That's
crazy. Like, it's been since I was like a small kid.
So you've always been at it consistently.
Yeah, it just as a hobby. So like when I was younger, it was kind of like an escape for me with like all the bullshit that was going on through my life, like my parents and stuff like that. So then that was kind of like my way to like vent away from like reality, I guess.
Right.
So then eventually, bro, it just became like a daily thing. I'd have a black book in every grade. Like it got to a point where I reached like high school and I had like at least like 8, 9, 10 black books just chilling in my closet.
What? Of just different things like that's crazy.
And I lost one of my best ones filled from front to back, 150 pages. I never found it. Yeah, I want to kill myself.
That's crazy, dog. So what are some of the things you started drawing and painting? Like
hands and faces, which is what I specialize in now.
Ooh,
and
so like
eyes.
portrait vibes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So that was always my thing. I first started with like video game characters.
Okay.
So like Kingdom Hearts, I still remember vividly, like since I was a kid. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that's like the best game ever.
Yeah.
I'd always draw like characters from that game, and then from that it went to like eyes, and then from there to hands, which is ironic because in the art world, eyes and hands are like the most difficult thing to like actually draw. So then over time, as I developed like my skill for that, by the time I got into high school, that's something that you learn in like your first year of art. By the time I was in my first year of art, I was already like smoking everybody in the class.
Yeah.
So I was just like
drawing like wrinkles on the hands, like perfectly and shit.
Yeah, so like by then I was already used to it. So funny story, when I was in my 2nd year art school, I actually didn't like painting back then. My thing was charcoal, granite, and like and just like number 2 pencil. That's it. So then 2nd year of high school, AP art, 2nd year of art school, you have to do painting, and I fucking hated painting. So what ended up happening was that me being the rebellious artist that I am, we had to like draw like a cartoon character or something like that, and I basically like drew Link from like Legend of Zelda, but like I painted the canvas, but like I painted like the whole desk like as well. Like I was just like, yo, fuck this shit. So then my teacher said, bro, what are you doing? I was like, bro, I don't like to paint. Like this is not what I do. Like I want to enjoy coming into this class. So an APR teacher comes into the class and like he starts talking. He's like, "Oh, why'd you do this?" I was like, "I don't like this. Like, I want to be able to do what I want to do."
Yeah.
So then he's like, "Oh, let me see your portfolio." So I show him like all my sketchbooks and stuff. And what ended up happening was that he's like, "You're like way too advanced for you to be in this class."
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was that you're not supposed to take APR until your 4th year, which is your last year. So I skipped my 3rd year of art, and I went straight into APR my junior and my senior year of high school. So I was in APR basically twice. It was just like, so on my schedule it was listed as art 3, but I was actually taking AP art like lessons. So it'd be like art history, art illustration, like digital art, like things like that, and like you can actually do whatever you want. So bro, when he picked me up, I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah, so it was legendary. Mr. Dawes, shout out.
I feel like everyone goes through like a thing in high school where you think you could be like you could draw. For me, I feel like everyone was trying to draw Dragon Ball Z characters at that time.
That was a big thing for me too.
You were fucking with that too? Like,
I used to draw Pokemon shit.
Damn, bro. I mean, shit, Dragon Ball Z was like big in animation. I feel like is it still cool to young kids? Like I don't even know. Like that's something that stood the test of time. I feel like it didn't.
That's something that's gonna stay forever, bro. It's like a classic. You can't.
Yeah,
like, that's
it's timeless.
Like
right?
I'm gonna give that to my kids for sure. 100%.
That's fire, bro. So what happens when you graduate high school? Are you trying to make art into like your career? Are you thinking about it, or is it still like a hobby?
Bro,
or
at all. So what ended up happening was like I would be out of class and people were like, "Oh, let me see your sketchbook," and like whatever, I let them see it. But like I thought it was good, but like I never hit a point mentally where I was like, "Yo, I'm the best," this and this and that. It was just like something I did every day.
Yeah.
So it was just like I tell this to people all the time. They're like, "Yo, bro, you're so talented," this and that. And I'm just like, so like. When it's something that you grew up with, it's not foreign to you. You get me? Compared to like you, for example, where it's like you never drew like to the extent that I did. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been painting and drawing for like 20 years, so it's common to me. So like when people say, "Yo, that's crazy," I'm just like, that is norm for me. You get me? Like I feel like everybody can draw. Yeah. So then it's just like a weird thing. So like. Every time people would see me at lunch or like we'd be hanging out at lunch and like I'd have my black book like on the table. They'd be like, "Yo, you should do something with your art, bro. That's crazy, this and this and that." But like the thing is, what people don't understand is like when you're in art school, you're groomed to like basically have it engraved in your head that if you're not like a fucking Stephen Wilshire, John Rudd or like a crazy artist, bro, you're not gonna really get anywhere. Right. But like fortunately for me, like through my like the way I got into it was very unorthodox. Not a lot of artists make it, especially now in this day and age. But like luckily with like social media, like the whole artist thing, like being involved in the whole reggaeton world, it got me into the point where I'm at now. So I wasn't expecting it, bro. Like this just happened. Like I blew up 3 months in to me painting professionally. Like it was crazy. Like I mean, what is it?
It was one day to the next. It was like 1 week he's painting and then somebody's like, "Yo, you should start selling them." Yeah,
so I was dating somebody. Well, I was trying to fix things with somebody at the time, and then it was February 17th. I remember when I first posted it. No, 14th, sorry. And it was like a Valentine's Day gift to her. And then I posted up on Instagram, and then somebody was like, "Yo, you should start making these, you should sell these." So then I was like, "Yo, fuck it, go on Instagram." And I was like, "Yo, selling art, this and that, whatever." So I had like 3 people, like, "Oh, how much you selling?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck it, like $200, $250. And they're like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm down." So then Angel Rodriguez was the first person that like bought my first piece. And it was nothing crazy. It was just like he wanted like a skyline, him with the jet skis and stuff like that. Like he has a jet ski company. And then that posted up, everybody, like I had people from 11 being like, "Yo, like this is dope. Like, did you freehand this?" I was like, "Yeah." So then from there, it was just kind of like a domino effect. Mind you, so prior to this, like if you want to know like the full story, I had left nightlife because like the relationship I was in, I was like, "Bro, like I don't want to like."
Because I knew you for a minute, bro. When you were always into the nightlife, I didn't even know you were an artist. Like,
nobody did. Nobody did. So then, what ended up happening was that I left nightlife because like just for the sake of my relationship, this is somebody that I really wanted to be with. So then, I like literally left like without a plan, dog. Like I had nothing to do. So I was at my barber one day. And my barber Camel, I was like, "Bro, like I got a job for you if you want. It's like this mechanic shop, this and that." I was like, "All right, cool." So when I was in high school, I dropped out probably like the last 2 months in because I needed like 1 credit. But like I was already running like a body shop. Like I was wrapping cars, plastic dipping cars, like doing body wear stuff. So I was doing really well with that. So then I basically went back to my roots. So one day I was just like, yo, look, we got to rebrand this whole thing. So where he had like his backdrop for like the wheels he would sell, basically I got like turf, I got like I took the banner down, and then I painted something. So then he was like, yo, this is fucking dope. Like, why don't you paint? I was just like, nah, never really thought about it. He's like, yo, since when you been painting? I'm like, bro, forever. So then from that day forward, that's when I decided, I was like, yo, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna start doing stuff. And then Valentine's Day came around, and then the whole
Fire.
Yeah. So then, mind you, 1 week after I work at this place, he tells me, yo, I'm gonna go on a trip to Colorado. Within that week, that's when I already posted up, yo, I'm selling art. So for the week that he was off, I already had like side money. You get me? So from the art, so I was making like probably like a stack that week. So he tells me, yo, I caught COVID. I can't come back. You can't come back to work for another week. I was like, cool. So as soon as those 3 pieces left, I had already had another like 4 like lined up. So one of my best friends, Joaquin, he bought a piece. It was my first $1,000 piece that I sold. And somebody that follows him saw the what do you call it? The post. And that person, his name is Visionary, and like he's big in the land world with clothes, and like he's
shout out Visionary, boy.
Yeah, shout out Visionary. That's the one that put me on game.
Yeah.
So then what ended up happening was that he's the one that saw that post, and then like earlier on I made like this painting of Bad Bunny, like a cartoon version, like with Kasper. And then he tagged Pino, which is Bad's best friend.
Right.
So he DM'd me after. He's like, yo, would you want to get this to Bad? I was like, you know, you're like obviously mad skeptical at first when somebody tries to say something like that to you out of nowhere. Yeah. So then what ended up happening was I was like, yeah, bro, fuck it, whatever. And then that conversation, he's like, yo, how fast can you make a painting for Nyango Flow? I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, I could dish that bitch out like real quick.
I was gonna say, what's the average time it takes you?
It depends. Like now it takes me a while. Like I like really dedicate my time to it. Back then I'll just be like super quick.
Yeah.
Usually back then it would take me 2-3 days. Now it takes me probably like 4 or 5 a week because I like to take my time now. Like I like to have patience with it.
Yeah.
Especially with the money that people are dishing out now. Like my paintings, bro. Imagine like my paintings were like $250 starting. Now we're talking about like they start at $2,000.
Yeah.
And
25.
Like, okay,
It's the manager I see.
It's 25.
And let's be clear, you started painting this 250. When was this? A year ago?
This not even
March.
This is in March.
March of this year.
Yeah.
So you were selling paintings for $250 in March. Fast forward fucking 5-6 months. It's August, and you're at 2,000.
Yeah, and that 2,000. That's like if you tell me, hey, usually people want to do something what they want. If they tell me, yo, look, you got full creative control and you can do whatever you want. That's when I charge $2,000 because I'm enjoying it.
I'll tell you right now exactly what's the pricing right now.
I know. I already know. It's $2,000 for whatever I want. $2,500 for something I already made. $30,000 for commission. $3,000. $3,000 for commission. We're getting this. We'll get that. So $3,000 for commission, and then like I have these glass pieces that I do, and I charge $1,000 on top. So like,
Gotcha.
It all depends.
Got you.
So like I have like woodwork. Like I also do woodwork. Like I did this Murakami Kasper piece collab that I did. I'm charging like $5,000 for that because it's like I have LEDs on the back. Like I made that from scratch. I got the piece of wood. I sawed it, sanded it. Like
so, let's go back to the story. You were doing that painting for
Nyango Flow.
Yeah.
So then I did it, bro, and it came out fucking crazy. Like I was just astounded myself. I was like, damn, this is dope. So whatever. So I FaceTime Visionary, and he's like his reaction was just like enough. Like that kind of like became like a high for me. And I was just like, damn, this is crazy. All right. So next day, he's like, yo, we're gonna go over to Nyango's crib, whatever. Falls through. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Next day comes. It's happening. So then he's like, yo, come to the studio, this and that, because he has a studio, he has a record label. So then I pull up with the painting, he sees it in person, and like he's just like in awe. He's like, bro, this is wild, this and that, whatever. And then we finally start getting in the car, taking to Nyango's crib, and I'm like, yo, like this is weird, like this is like not happening right now. So then we pull up, Nyango lives like probably not too far from here, and he goes, he goes, he said, yo, you ready? I was like, bro, I don't even know what to expect. Ñengo just got off tour. Like, he just came back with his family from Orlando. He just finished the show. Like, they just got back there probably like 20 minutes before we arrived.
And this is you, like, presenting a painting to like an artist. Like, how does this even go? Like, I didn't even do this.
So like,
it's like, here you go. Like, I made this for you. Like
yeah. So like, what ended up happening was like, we walked in and I was like, yo, what do I do? Like, I was like super confused as to what the situation was gonna be.
Yeah.
So then I walk in, like Ñengo was expecting me already because like he was obviously sending pictures to him. Mm-hmm. So then he says, what's up to me, super cool ass guy. And then like his whole family's there, bro. Like a whole bunch of Puerto Ricans. Like I'm a white ass dude inside the crib. Yeah. They say I speak Spanish, so like, all right, they're cool. We're fuck with this guy. So we have, like, if you go on my Instagram, you can like look at the video. Like, you start to rapping it, and like the first thing he says is hijo de puta, So he actually has a piece from like another artist that where my piece is now. He's like, oh, that's a mierda, blah blah blah. He takes that shit off. He puts that shit, bro. To this day, that thing's still there. Like, he takes a lot of pictures with that side of his crib as his backdrop, which is nuts.
Wow.
So it's like my painting, there's like a motorcycle in the back, there's like a whole bunch of like action figures and stuff like he uses as a backdrop. Like Kazu and Ovi like just recently posted up a picture of like with that my painting in the back. Billionaire Barber's another guy that was at his crib. Like, bro, it was nuts. So then whatever, that was wild. Then like he was just like, bro, we gotta work a lot together, this and this and that. And like what's crazy is that he actually started talking to about me to like other artists.
I was gonna say, because like when Nicky Jam came next.
Yeah, Nicky Jam came next. But like what's crazy about Nicky was
this episode is brought to you by Smiles Official. Make sure you check out his brand new single featuring Tory Lanez, Bands in the Trap. The link is in the description. Make sure you go stream that. Apple Music, Spotify, and Shazam it. Follow him on Instagram at Smiles Official. There it is.
It was not through it was just like a random thing. So like I knew somebody that worked with
because
that camp.
Sorry to cut you off, but it's like, it seems like you're an artist. You could just paint some shit for an artist and be like, I'd like to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? As a gift. And now that kind of like plugs you in with them. It's like a means to like network and introduce yourself to like, it's like a shortcut to get to.
That's how it was with Ñengo. It was literally the first thing I did. So then with Nicky, I had a Kobe Bryant piece. It was like meant to be. Honestly, it was weird. Yeah. So I had a friend of mine, George, that I met him prior to like around that time. And he's like, yo, I want to do a gallery in Miami, this and that. I have a place in the Paramount that I want to turn into like a private clientele showroom, this and that. So I had the Kobe Bryant piece in that area. So then I was just like, bro, I need to think of something. I'm going to this Nicky Jam party. So the way that I got into that Nicky Jam party was I had this guy that he works in like around the music industry. He works like managers Ozuna, Nicky, and all these people. And he's like, yo, do you think you can get us, do you can get Grey Goose to sponsor the party? And I was just like, yeah, I have people that work at Grey Goose. Mm-hmm. So I made a phone call, whatever. They were able to go ahead and like give us like 32 bottles of Grey Goose, which is it's a fucking lot. Yeah. So whatever, we pulled up, and then I had the painting, and then I brought the Kobe Bryant piece. I was like, you know what, bro, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna just give it to him. Mm-hmm. So then that party, bro, opened up like 20 doors.
It was a means of just like working, bro.
I literally walked in there. I was with Eli. I was like, bro, we're not leaving here without 5 numbers. And we walked out of there with like, we walked out of there with Floyd Mayweather. We walked out of there with Mark Anthony. We walked out of there with
Enrique Santos, Messia.
Messia, Enrique. Yeah, bro, it was nuts. Like, wow. We walked out of there.
So you just went to this Nicky Jam party and we're like, introduce yourself. My name is Kasper. Here's a painting I made for you.
Yeah. So like he already knew who I was because I was the one that was providing the Grey Goose, but he didn't know I was an artist. Mm-hmm. So then like he wasn't expecting it. Mm-hmm. Like that shit was wrapped. Mm-hmm. So like when he unwrapped it, that's when he was like, yo, man, I love Kobe, this and this and that. I was like, bro, happy birthday, this and that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, let's do something for your crib, because at the time he just bought a new house. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, man, just get in touch with my manager whenever you want, blah, 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 whatever. I never got to it, but like that's always there for me no matter what. But yeah, man, that party was like insane.
That's crazy.
That party was crazy.
So now, you know, from my end, I'm like, damn. I see you do a painting for Nicky Jam. I'm like, oh shit, you're making the moves now. And then what comes after that? Is Maluma comes after that now?
Yeah.
Yo, you have like a 6-month story. Your shit is crazy. I'm like, yo, just month after month.
I'll tell you right now exactly what was.
The crazy one, bro, I think the biggest one that was crazy was Floyd, bro.
Yeah.
Like the one that's coming.
Oh, the one that's coming now?
Yeah. We're working on his piece right now, but
it's just so big.
It's huge. Yeah. But
he gonna drop some bread for that. You better buy a car from that shit.
Dude, I was watching the interview. He said he won't do nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna pay for it.
Hell yeah.
He's just gonna throw money because he worked for what he's.
You know
what I'm saying? He has the money.
Yeah.
Dog, so I'm talking to this nigga over there. I'm like, dog, I'm about to go to Floyd and just talk to him now.
At the party?
At the party. Yeah. Bro, mind you, he was a little bit lit.
A little wavy. So I was like, let me get a little bit of drink so I get a little sauced up so I can talk to this guy.
Hey, yo, Floyd.
So, dog, I go and I'm like, you know what, dog, I'm just gonna fuck it. Like, I'm not gonna walk out of here and then say like, damn, I should have done this.
Yeah.
I should have spoken to this
That's
nigga.
a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I took the opportunity to be like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
So I go, I tap him, I'm like, yo, let me talk to you. I manage this artist right now that does paintings and I want to see if we could do something for you. Dog, while I'm talking to this guy, dog, a 7 foot, bro, I couldn't even tell you how big this is. Like,
got boxed out?
No, it was like 3 times my size, bro. And this guy's just like,
huge.
Yo, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, yo, hold up. So I tapped Floyd. I was like, started talking to Floyd. I was like, yo, he's like, yo, what you mean, hold on? I'm like, yo, just let me talk to him for a second. You feel me? And then Floyd was like, yo, let him through. So I spoke to him. He's like, yeah, I'm down. Talk to my manager. So I walked out with his manager's number, and then to this day, we still talk.
Fire, though. Good shit. So you're working on the Floyd piece. Well, you did the Maluma piece.
Yeah, Maluma was through a friend of mine, Anthony Guzman. So he trains like dogs.
Shout out Ant.
Yeah, those dogs are like 50 grand each. Like, it's crazy. But like, bro, like, you tell them to do anything, like, they'll do it. Like, it's nuts. Yeah. So Maluma purchased a dog from him at the time. His name was Buddha. That happened, and he was like, yo, I want to give Maluma a gift. Like, do you think you can do a painting for him? I was like, yeah. So I was like, yo, just pay me whatever. So that happened. So then, bro, I'll never. This was probably like the most, like, the setting that it was just make you feel anybody starstruck.
Yeah.
So like I don't really get like that with artists. The only other person that I got like that with was like Arcangel.
Yeah.
Because like that's somebody that I grew up listening to since I was like legit.
OG.
And like I watch his interviews and stuff, and like, bro, that guy's super touched.
He's one of the real ones.
Yeah. So whatever. So I had to like be at my boy's crib at like 4 a.m. We had to like drive up there. Like, mind you, I was on like 2 hours of sleep. We had to get so I got us to his crib at 4. We had to leave at 6:30. So I'm on 2.5 hours of sleep. I spent up like the entire day like excited because like that's the type of person I am. I'm just like, damn, I'm hyped. Yeah. So then finally we're on the way, this and that. We had to go all the way to Fort Lauderdale Airport. Now we had to go to like drive on the strip because like we're going to Maluma's like PJ. So whatever, we pull up and it's like Maluma's like private jet, like it's his private jet, not no charter. It's like his logo on it, like it's fucking nuts. Like I've never seen one of those before.
Jeez.
So like we have Buddha, the dog. It's a Doberman, beautiful Doberman, and like whatever. We're like going on the PJ, saying hi to everybody, this and that. Everybody's introducing themselves to me. Anthony spoke very highly about me, whatever. And then finally, like after like 30 minutes of waiting, Maluma pulls up in like the G-Wagon or like another Suburban, and I was just like, yo, this dude's the real thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so pulls up, and like obviously he's like offset about me, like me being there because like, he doesn't know who I am. Yeah. So then Anthony introduces me, like he got super cool after that, and then Anthony was like, yo, look, I wanted to give you something for Buddha, this and that. Thank you for like your friendship, this and this, that, whatever. So we started unwrapping the painting, bro, and like he was just like in love with it because it was like he loves art.
He's a dog guy too.
He's a dog guy too, and he loves art. So like it was dope, and like we were just talking. He's like, bro, like thank you so much for this, blah blah blah. And then like they're going to Colombia, so like they literally put the painting in his G-Wagon and they took it back to his crib, like. Bro, it was nuts. And like just like being in that environment, like I had to drive back to drop off that car at his crib, bro. It was nuts.
That's fire, bro.
It was nuts.
That's
and
dope.
then from that was the day that I blew up. Like after I posted that post, I just had like every Maluma page, every Maluma fan page just like start posting me, bro.
Did
like,
he post like did anyone?
No, he didn't. But the thing is, one of his fan pages has like 2 million followers, and it's insane. And it's like, you look at the post, it's not that it's like 2 million followers, like 5 likes, bro. It's 2 million followers, like 400,000 likes. Like, it was fucking nuts. Like, it was a legit page. And like there was other pages that had like 200,000 followers, 500,000 followers, 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers. But bro, you know when you look at the top of the Instagram story and it's like little dots, you couldn't even see it anymore. That's how much reposts I had. It was nuts.
Sheesh.
So my insights were just going crazy. That post alone, bro, I had like 1.2 million impressions. Like like the first few hours, it was nuts.
That's crazy. So let's be clear. Like you could post something, and even if the artist doesn't post it or repost it,
it depends how big the artist is.
Right.
Maluma was the only one that, besides Sech and Cardioid, that had those crazy.
That's what happened to me when I did the Kendrick freestyle, when I did the ASAP freestyle at Power on the radio. My shit blew. The Ross interview, like they blew up, and they didn't even really repost it, but it was just like the fan pages that like attack you.
Yeah,
dog.
exactly.
Yeah, he was at like 8K, bro. We were at Club 11.
I was at 4K.
Yeah, 4K or some shit. We were at Club 11. This nigga's like, yo, he keeps showing me the phone, bro.
And my phone just
like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000.
I was just like, yo, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now, bro?
That's crazy.
Bro, it was like overnight fame. It was crazy.
So fast forward a little bit, and I said, not even a little, like a couple weeks.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, right. Everything is like a couple weeks. 3 days later, he gets signed. So I see you do a post, and I've always kind of known of the art plug.
Yeah.
But can you give me a little? You said you signed to him.
Yeah.
So can you give, like, for the average person who doesn't know, because it feels like maybe is that like a record label of music, or how does that like?
Yeah. So the art world and the music world are actually very, very similar when it comes to having agencies. So me as an artist, when I was working with all the reggaetoneros and all like that, you have to understand, like, you personally, you can go independent. It's just the same thing as for any other music artist going independent. You could get big independent. It's just gonna take a long time. Yeah. So I already had the conversation with myself. I was in my apartment and I was just like, bro, like, I know there's gonna be a certain time where another thing too, like as soon as like my Maluma page came up, everybody wanted my art. Mm-hmm. Like everybody was like, yo, I want something, I want something. I was like, oh, now you want my shit.
Crazy how that happens, right?
No,
like
crazy. Now that's cool.
As soon as I have like fucking Dave Grutman on here, now the podcast is gonna be, you know what I mean? Now everyone's gonna be on fuck out of here. Like,
now that it's cool, it's ridiculous.
Society's like that, bro.
Yeah, man.
People are sheep, bro.
They
You know
want
what I mean?
to feed on.
They don't know what's cool. They need people to tell them what's cool. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't decide for themselves.
But it's crazy. I remember having, I'm not gonna say who it is, but like, bro, back then, like somebody was like, oh man, I can't wait to buy your art, this and this and that. Whatever. I was like, yeah, bro, I got you. Hits me up like recently. And then they were expecting me to give him the price that I gave him when I first started. I was like, yo, homie, price went up, dog. Like, this is
like, talk to my manager. That's what I do. When people want me to DJ, bro, it's like, bro, talk to my manager. Like, I can't be doing these quinceañeras anymore, bro.
But you learn who to deal with. You learn who not to pay attention to. So
bro, you don't understand. Like, we'll get into that conversation, like how my life changed.
Back to the art plug talk.
Oh yeah, the art plug. So the music industry and the art industry are very similar when it comes to like labels and agencies, because like I said, you can get very far if you go with a label, obviously, because they already have that resources network and resources. So if I went independent, bro, I was going into an art world that I had absolutely no idea what the fuck was going on. Like there's shit that I learned through him that I was like, wow. Yeah. Like I didn't even know you could write off your car as a tax write off if you start paying. If I paint my car, I wrap it and I put like my name on it, I can literally write that off as a tax write off. Yeah. So I didn't even know by the end of the year, if I purchase art, I can write that off as a tax write off. Wow. Like shit like that. Like I would even never have known. So then what ended up happening was he offered me the deal. Wait, let me go back. This is where it gets crazy. So like,
who's the art plug, by the way? Like a quick little bio. Like he's a popping artist in the game too as well. Kind of like. So he is an artist. Yeah, he's an artist. So his full name is Marcel Katz. He was the first person to bring you know who Salvador Dali is, the guy with the mustache. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was the first person to bring his bronze statues over to Miami. Like ever, like first person to do that ever. I think in the United States too. Yeah, it's in the United States. History ever. Mm-hmm. He has George and the Dragon, which is a sister piece. The other person that owns that statue is the Pope, and Marcel has the other one. So it's Jesus. Like, it's fucking nice. Yeah, and it's in the Vatican. So like, bro, it's a very like pristine piece. So like, one day I was at Central. For anybody else that wasn't know, like I used to work at Central as a promoter, then became manager, whatever. So Restay, we have that mutual friend in common.
he was like, yo, like somebody gotta get in touch with is the art plug. And I was like, man, how am I gonna get on this guy's radar? This and this and that. So,
and he was doing he does galleries for Art Basel and shit, right? Like,
he's the biggest exhibit for Art Week. He does all the biggest events. He does the crazy shit. Like, he's the type of person, even if he goes negative in the event, he doesn't care, but just because he loves art.
Right.
Like, that's what I love about him. But whatever. So like when that Maluma piece got posted, one day I was at some warehouse party. And then I look at my comments, and he comments on it. He's like, yo, keep going, bro. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm on this guy's radar now.
Damn, bro.
So, yeah.
That's like if you're a DJ and Alex Sensation comments on your shit, you're like, oh, I'm fucking moving right now.
Yeah, so then eventually he was doing the show at the Confidant on Miami Beach. And I was like, you know what, bro, let me just show love. Like, you know what, like, I'm the type of person, like, I'll repost something. I can't really do that now because like terms of like my shit, because you know there's certain things I can and can't do now since I'm like a public figure or whatever. Right. So I just posted, yo, come out to the Confidant, like this and this and that. Like, you got Salvador Dali, it's a free show. Like, if you want to see history, like this is crazy, whatever. And like he DM'd me and he was just like, bro, thank you so much. I really appreciate you loving our art, blah blah blah, our exhibit. He's like, I want to help you out with your art. Like, visit me after the show. I was like. So like after that, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go to the show, take like 5 minutes, I'm gonna dip. Yeah. So I went with my friend of mine and I met his one of his business managers there. And then she's like, oh, you know Marcel? And then I was like, yeah, kind of. And like the way I dress is a little bit like weird. So then she's like, you look like you would know Marcel. I was like, yeah. My hair was pink at the time too. So like, whatever. So after I went over his place and we started talking. So
is pink the color of choice when you're in business mode?
It's actually blue.
Okay, yeah. Talk about it.
I like being like, when you're an artist, bro, like something I've learned is like you want to be the center of attention. So like people always ask, like, even now before we go into the other conversation, it's like I always make sure that whatever I'm wearing, I always have people question, okay, what does that guy do? Gotcha. Like I always make that my goal because, bro, like I've gone out to live at 11 like a million times, never fails. Oh, what do? You look like an artist. I get that every single time when I go out. And like, bro, the hair, this is not like, bro, it's just like I have my formula already. Like that's how I get my clients. Like I go out, people ask me what I do. Oh, I'm an artist, and usually being
outside is important, bro.
Yeah,
it's underrated. Now with social media, people think you don't gotta be outside and you can just launch DMs all fucking day, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that.
It's for lazy people, dog.
Yeah,
like having your people around you that are outside, like.
Yeah,
it's important though.
And like me being in nightlife for so long, it's actually a huge benefit too, because like my relationship with 11 started off with me going there every day after work, like at 4 a.m, and then from 1 year to the next, it was just like I went from knowing the door guy to knowing all the GMs, and then now I know like the partners. Yeah, like they like commission me to do work for them. Now it's like, you know, like I'm already at that point now. I can walk in anywhere I want, could go to live whenever I want, could go to Story whenever I want, and like obviously who goes there? People that have bread.
Exactly.
So now I go out, whatever, like if I have to get a table or if I get comp the table, you know, I'm always chilling, and then people always usually drinking. Like they see me and like, oh, what do you do? And then that's where I fucking just ram him with the price. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. So how is it? You know, you get signed to the art plug. What changes for you now? Is it like is it like, you know, like everything you do, he helps you out and it's like a partnership. You break him off some bread, like in percentage.
So it's a partnership. So like my deal, not to get into too specifics, like I don't have like my arms crossed like at all. Like I don't have
like you don't have to like approve everything you do.
I just have to like keep them in the loop of like what I'm doing, obviously. So like I have a deal with Camel Cigarettes that I have in December. I have another deal with Grey Goose that I'm doing in December. Patron as well.
Art Basel Hong Kong.
Yeah. I'm going to Art Basel Hong Kong in
Art Basel Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn,
they hit me up after I did Sech.
When is that?
That's March, I believe.
And you got something planned for Art Basel here?
Yeah,
in December?
100%.
You're gonna do your own gallery or what is that?
Yeah, my own gallery. I'm gonna do everything. Like I'm gonna have obviously the artists that I can invite to come. They're gonna come and like show love, like this and that. So like my mission, like with my art personally, is for me to be able to like fuse the Latin music industry with the art industry, because like it's never been done.
Yeah.
So like another artist tried doing it with another Latin artist, but it went like to hell because the website crashed. They were releasing NFT, and like it just like didn't work. And like I don't know how the relationship ended, but after that, you don't see them at all together anymore. So I can imagine that it didn't end in good terms because, you know, if you hype something up to an extent and the result is not what you promised, you know, I'll get into that detail off camera. I know the full story, but so like thankfully for me, like unlike that artist, like I speak fluent Spanish. I actually have this really good connections with all these other artists.
What's your background?
Nicaragüense.
Okay.
So Rafa Babon, which is like my boy, like I can FaceTime him right now, bro. Like Raul Alejandro is also a good like friend of ours. Like we've hung out like within the same circle, and like he knows who I am. Like I'm never gonna be that guy, but yo, what's your number? You feel me? Like we hung out at El Santo for Rafa's birthday, bro. That party was crazy. Yeah, it was nuts.
Fire, bro.
But so like basically what I want to do is fuse that these two worlds together because it hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
Rhymes Like Dimes is an artist that did it with hip hop, but like he never really like did a big impact because he's independent.
I feel like it kind of like because back in the 90s, like graffiti was fucking lit, you know what I'm saying? And then it kind of fell off a little bit, and now like, you know, like you went to like Basquiat or any of those type of artists and shit? Like, it's weird. Like, how do you really judge art? Because I feel like a motherfucker could put like a dot and a stroke and like put it up and be like, wow.
That's the beautiful thing about art, bro. There's no
like price.
Anyone can interpret anything how they feel.
Exactly.
One person could think, yo, that's worth 10,000, and one person can think that's worth 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it doesn't matter. That's the beautiful thing about art. And not only that, bro, but you could write it off as a tax. So now, what do you think those celebrities are gonna do when they gotta write huge taxes? They're gonna buy art.
I think Jay-Z has like fucking millions and millions of dollars worth of art and
it's
shit. Because it's an asset. It doesn't depreciate.
Yeah, it doesn't depreciate. It just goes up. Literally, it just goes up. Never goes down.
But who decides how it goes up though?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's no regulation.
It's just based on the art collector and who owns it. And then like the artist Basquiat, for example.
Like, can you give me one of your old sketches, dog, and just rip it out of your pen? I'll be like, yo, I got this Kasper piece from 3rd grade, pop, like 20K, B. Like, you want this?
I have all of my shit just like in my black book there because I know later down the line, bro, that those things are gonna go
release it as a whole book, bro, like a whole.
Dali has originals that they're prints now, bro, and the prints go for like $5,000 each. And they're printed, like not even original.
Yo, do they have digital coloring books?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tripping.
When the iPad came out,
like you give someone a bunch of just white and black. I was like,
but Dali has like sketches that he did back in the day, and like the originals are worth like 20, 15. Like the prints alone are like worth 5. Yeah. But it all depends on like the way it works is it depends on the collector and like the artist. So like Basquiat, for example, he has a price list for what his things are worth, and then the art collector after resale determines whether or not what's worth. You know. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of like factors. My personal experience, I can't really give it to you, but like Marcel has like the whole thing. Like I was with them the other day at the agency, and like they bought this 4-foot cause dissected piece for like $100,000.
What?
And they sold it for like 140.
That's crazy, bro.
So it's like it all just depends who's willing to pay for it. You get me? So it's like, all right, you're gonna pay $140,000 for it. All right, perfect. That's $140,000 off my taxes.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's literally all it is, bro.
I know, like, and my other boy, because I feel like when you do another potential road you could decide to do if you're good at artists and drawing and shit, like my boy, tattooing. Did you ever think about like, yo, I'm nice, like?
I mean, I thought about it for a little bit of point in time in college after I got my GED, just to like make some side bread. But it's just it's a completely different craft, bro. Like I fucked around with it once when I was getting this tattoo. They had to like practice on pigskin first, obviously, so you don't fucking fuck somebody's shit.
Really? I didn't even know that, though.
Yeah, so you practice on pigskin at first, so you like actually have the feel for like skin, like, because obviously when you're pressing down the needle. How the fuck you
get pigskin, dog? Like on Amazon?
Yeah. They sell it. So like you practice on that, and once like the tattoo master of the shop tells you you're good to go, then you're good. So I think you have to put like X amount of hours, and then you have to get approved after that. But
it's not like if you're nice drawing, it won't necessarily translate, nah? Wow.
Not the same, because the thing is, it's like it's not a pencil. You get me?
Yeah.
It's a needle, and like, bro, you're working with a canvas that screams and cries and fucking
Yeah,
moves. So it's like, it's not the same thing. So like, I thought about it. I was like, nah, bro, I can't really deal with that pressure of me being like the person to fucking like fuck somebody shit up. Nah, fuck that. I'd rather just deal with the canvas, and like, if I can erase it, I could erase it.
Got you.
So yeah, it was never an option for me. But yeah, bro, like art collecting is a big world. So like, what I was gonna say right now was think about it. It's like, once you become very wealthy, what is the first thing you do when you get a bag? You get the nice car, you get the house,
the watch, the
watch.
art, whatever. Yeah, you become an enthusiast in something. Like,
yeah. So then, what's the final thing you get once you have all of that? Art.
Yeah.
You want to have art in your house, because you know what? That's what your rich friends are talking about. Oh man, I just got this boss cat piece. Oh, I just got this.
It's like rich people's Pokemon cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Or some shit,
literally exactly what it is. People collect Pokemon cards. People collect baseball cards. People collect basketball cards. A lot of people collect art, but it's just such a niche like industry that people don't really know about it, because it's really only for the wealthy.
Do you feel like with the whole digital vibe now and NFTs and shit like that, do you think people are gonna, like, do you think tangible art is still gonna always be tangible art, and then the digital art is gonna be a separate thing?
Let me tell you the story. So I forgot what artist it was, but what happened was, this piece of art, which is probably like a 3 foot by 2 foot, wasn't too big. What this collector did was, they bought the NFT version of the physical version, and what he did was burned the original. And guess
kept it as an NFT.
I kept it, but guess what happened to NFT? It went up in value, because the original's gone forever. He burned it. Right. So he has the NFT version of it. So now, bro, the NFT version went up like $1 million after that. It was crazy. Like, it's nuts.
Wow.
I'll send you the article after.
But does that scare you, or does that you know, because people start burning tangible art now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I mean, it all just depends. Like, me personally, if somebody buys my art for, like, you know, like, I know for a fact, like, when I first got, prior to me signing, like, when I brought my Bad Bunny piece to Marcel's crib, he evaluated my art to be $25,000 to $20,000 originals by the time, from a year from now. So if I'm getting 25 to 30 grand or whatever by that time, I'm not gonna give a shit, to be honest. Unless it's like a piece that I personally like loved, you know, like if I make something of like Michael Jackson, like I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson. If I made a piece of somebody's birthday, I'm really like, all right, like we're fighting, like I'm gonna fight you, like.
I mean, do you see yourself getting into the digital? So you came in here sketching on your iPad. Do you see yourself getting into the digital space more, and kind of selling or? Like,
100%.
Staying balanced.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's already.
The reason why I have my iPad is because of Marcel. He's like, you got to start learning how to play with it, this and that, bro. Like, back then I was like, now I like zoom through. I'm like, it's crazy. So like, he's gonna get me into doing NFTs.
And you like it? Like, you're growing to like it? Like,
at first,
because like you said, how tattooing is different. Yeah. Is it different on the iPad too, or is it kind of like?
It's not the same at all, bro. It's a lot quicker, because like I don't have to deal with like human error. Yeah. Just like if I mess up, undo. That's it. So it's
you gotta change color,
and like I don't have to deal with like a materialist. So like on the iPad, I have a million types of brushes, a million types of pencils, types of brush sizes, type of opacities. Like I don't have to deal with that. Like, man, I gotta go to Office Depot to get this fucking pencil. I have everything at my disposal. You get me? So unless I'm making physical art, it's a different story. But like with digital art, bro, it's crazy. Like another artist is signed under the Art Plug, which I'm actually meeting in like 2 weeks. He's flying down here. His name's Cool Man Coffee Dan. Like, bro, that guy's fucking NFTs are like,
what?
Like, bro, that's stupid.
NFT game is crazy.
100%. Yes. I think there was a guy that his piece sold for 60 mil.
Yeah.
What?
If you remember the Neon Cat meme, the cat with the Pop-Tart as a body with a rainbow coming out of it, and it was like, let me just show you the picture so you can just be dumbfounded.
Yeah, but it's something that's already in the works. That NFT things. That's like the next thing we're working on right now.
Yeah, that's fire, dog.
You've seen this before that.
I think I've seen it. I thought that was just from a video game.
It was a huge meme from back then. Well, somebody got that and turned it into an NFT. It sold for $2.3 million.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
It's the next big thing, but it's just like people don't really know about it because, like I said again, it's such a niche market,
right?
And it's very hard to understand. Like, bro, I'm an artist myself, and I'm having like I'm still
Trying to
getting
wrap
to
your
that
mind
point.
around it, like-
you get me? So it's like I can only imagine from like a Joe Schmo, like trying to be like, all right, let me try to see what this is about. You know, like you have to actually understand like the basic principles of art and like why artists work and like what their mind is. You have to study the artist. You know, like you have to go through a biography. You have to fall in love with that artist.
Right.
The reason why people pay such substantial amounts of money for like a Basquiat or like a Cause or like whoever is because, you know, they actually fuck with the artist or like they fuck with the art.
Right.
So somebody that wants to pay $5,000 for my painting today, there's probably gonna be another person 2 weeks later down the line also pay $20,000.
Yeah.
You know, like I have a collector. I have a guy that's like a legit correct collector, and he has like 7 pieces that he wants like from me throughout the year, and like because he really believes I'm like the next big like artist because I'm the first person to be working with all these Latin artists that's like very publicized. You get me? Because so there's another big artist. His name's Super Buddha. Shout out to him. I fuck with his art like heavy. He's worked with Mayweather. He's worked with like Rafa as well. He just did a really big NFT drop recently. Like his shit's dope. And like the thing is like there's a lot of artists that don't really like stay on top of like their social media. They don't stay on top of the shit. They don't stay on top of networking. My problem is I don't really post a lot. So like back then, bro, like I was consistent as shit. I was like boom, painting, boom, painting, boom, painting. But now that my career is at a point that it's at already now, it's like, fuck, I gotta go network. I got a meeting at this time. I got a meeting at this time. I just had a conversation last night with somebody from Rock Nation that wants to introduce me to on their Facebook. So it's like to do something for us to stay in Coral Gables. So it's like I have all these things going on, and it's just like, bro, like the last thing I'm focusing on is like Instagram.
Bro, that is bro, it's crazy you said that because we're literally about to pay somebody to post.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, I'm like, dog, am I really about to pay someone to like just post on TikTok and shit? It sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, it's like my mind has all too many tabs open to like focus on fucking.
Yeah, it alleviates some time. You get stuck.
Because that's another job in itself, right? Like to be on top of that and engaging with your audience and shit.
People don't realize that time.
Yeah, well, and also another thing, like I read a lot. So what I was reading in this book is like your brain can only handle so much capacity. So it's like this guy, the author of this book, was basically saying he only has two colors. So he has 2 color shirts and sets of 6s, and he has a pair of pants and a pair of jeans. So hit that in the morning. What happens is that your brain is already like jet minded into knowing what you're gonna wear. You pick one shirt, one pair of shorts.
I feel like it's my life with black and white, though.
Black and white. That's it. So what that does is like it alleviates like
you have more tabs in your mind
you
page. You
unconsciously release mental stress that you don't need to have, and it gives you operative ability for exactly a bandwidth to do whatever else, you know. And like you have to be very minimalistic. Unfortunately for me, my image is like everything. You get me? Like, bro, like there's times where I wish I could go out and just wear a fucking hat, black shirt.
I gotta go paint my shit turquoise today. Shit pissing me off. I got shit to do. Like,
yeah, but it's annoying. Like I just recently did a post with like this corduroy sweater that I did, and like I spray painted like dollar signs all over it. And I was like, man, this is so dumb, but I know it's gonna work. First thing that happens when I go out, oh, who are you? You look like an artist. It's like, bro, it's like shit like that. It's like, all right. It's like, bro, that's another new follower. And that new follower maybe connect me to somebody else. It's just like, you know, like I'm not at the leisure of me being a minimalistic type of person, so I need that extra help to be like, yo, I need somebody to do my social media. I need somebody to do my emails. I need somebody to do like my day-to-day shit, bro. Like sometimes I'm in my fucking studio and I get so lost in my art, like I don't even know what fucking time it is.
That's how you know you're.
It flies. You get me? Like, bro, God forbid I take Adderall. Like when I did the Rolling Loud piece, I had 2 days to do that shit. That was the 6x4 foot piece, like literally the size of this table, practically. Yeah, a little bit bigger this way, but literally the size of this table.
Did we finish that 30 minutes before we had to go?
30 minutes before we had to go.
Damn, dog.
So you had to call me. He's like, yo.
I didn't call him. I was like, yo, I need your help. I was like,
let's fucking finish it out. Like, nigga, I got you. Let's ride.
Bro, it was horrible. I spray painted the background quick as fuck. And I thankfully for my art, like it's a black and white portrait, and the background is like the quickest thing, which is spray paint. I'm like super like fluent with a spray can.
How would you describe your art, like your style?
Pop art.
Street pop.
Street pop art, yeah. Basically like Mr. Brainwash. Mr. Brainwash and I have very similar styles, but the thing is I'm more of a Romero Burrito when it comes to like catching your attention. Thing is, I'm very unique because my line work with the way that I shape somebody to make it look like them, it's a little bit different. Like it's never been done. So I take inspiration from Boss Squat, Mr. Brainwash, and Romero Burrito in a little bit. I make like just like blend them together and
Yeah.
add like my own like sense.
Gotcha.
So that's why I have like a uniqueness. Like I remember some fucking girl from Colombia. So like the majority of my following is from Colombia and Argentina. So some,
Maluma, shout out to Maluma.
yeah, shout out to
clearly, like-
Maluma. So this Colombian chick posted it on the commented on the Maluma piece, and she's like, "Que mierda, esta mierda, blah blah blah. It looks better in the garbage. This and this and that.
Yeah.
It's like, you look just like an Attic Monopoly. What do you call it? Mimic. This and this." And
Yeah.
I was like, bro, if you get his work and my work, there's two parallels. Like, it doesn't look anywhere near the same. Like, I use mixed media. Like, he doesn't really use mixed media. And if he does use mixed media, he does the Monopoly pieces. And I don't really do like cartoons. Like, I had my Casper like here and there, but like my main focus was like portraits.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, Alex talented as fuck. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But like, we have two completely different styles. But unfortunately, he set such a big footprint in like the art world that people automatically just want to like resonate whatever.
That's how it is with music. Everyone sounds like a mini Future, a mini Travis Scott because you're inspired by him.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Like,
you know,
like Attic isn't somebody that necessarily inspires me though, but I really do respect his talent 100%.
Yeah.
Like I can go ahead and say, yeah, I fuck with his art. Like his portraits, I don't really like them too much. I like the idea of that he can literally just. So the way he does it, he literally just he does it backwards. I do it reverse. So like I do the portrait first, and then I do the background. He does the background first, and then he does a portrait on top, which is kind of weird because he shades with the spray bottle. I don't do that. That's just hard. So then he did like a blue collection recently, and like I saw how he did it, and I was just like, bro, that's nuts. Like, so we have two completely different styles, bro. People don't understand that, but I mean, at the end of the day, like. You actually really have to be into art for you to understand. Like, that was another thing too, bro. Like, reading comments when I first started getting big, bro. Like, bro, I got like death threats in my fucking DM and shit like that. I was
you
just
got a
like,
thick skin, dog. You can't even read that really. Like,
bro,
don't let that shit fuck up your day, bro. Don't let a stranger who's a weirdo on the come.
Bro,
you
at
know?
first it bothered me, and I was like, nah, fuck that shit.
How did the Matt Zingler thing go? I saw you made a pice for him in 11 and shit.
Yeah, that was the piece I was talking about. We literally finished 30 minutes before we had to go.
Because you have 11 there, you have
that was Gold Rush. Everyone
Gold Rush. You have Rolling because Matt owns all three. Or
no, he only owns Rolling Loud, but he's a partner. He partners up with 11 because they have the
after parties.
The after parties. They have the lounge at Rolling Loud and stuff like that. So so Daniel Solomon contacted my manager, and he was like, "Yo, we want Kasper to do something for Matt Zingler." And he's like, "Oh, what do you need about?" He's like, 2-3 days, and I was like, I know just the guy who picked me. Yeah, I was like, "Fuck, bro." I was like taking Alpha Brain. Shout out Joe Rogan, bro. I popped those pills like twice a day. It was horrible, and I was just like, bro, there the whole time.
Nigga made me pop that shit too, man.
Bro, we're just there.
Say, yo, you gotta help me out with this shit.
We have Slumpy Kev, which is another artist. He just got signed by Marcel also. I was like, yo, come over, please. So like while they were taking off like the prep work, I was in the shower getting ready, bro, and I was like so anxious. I was sweating even after the shower.
Damn.
So then like I was just like, they're like, oh, like hold on, like don't worry about it, go to the shower, this and that. They're like, I see them doing this thing super slowly, like the outline work to like get the edges. I was like, bro, give me that. I was like,
we're there taking our time on the lines and shit,
bro. That's how it's crazy. My tattoo artist, dog. He's like, yo, you could do your whole sleeve if you want to sit here for 8. Yo, because most tattoo artists they go. Cause yo, this motherfucker was like, he's like, dog, that's how you keep the lines consistent and straight. You do one stroke, it's the what makes that shit look.
Literally what I did with them. They were doing like this, and I was just like, boom, done. I don't get what stays so long, whatever.
That's crazy, dog.
And then, bro, we literally couldn't fit it in our car. So I was like, I asked Marcel, I was like, yo, can we use the range? He was like, yeah, bro, take it. Bro, he went to go pick up the range. We waited, came back, still didn't even fit the fucking range.
No, we had to drive. I was driving that.
That's how big it was.
Top of the
like only a day and shit, like holding the shit.
We're holding that shit. Me and Slump, we're holding that thing from the top. I was like, bro, please, the last thing I need is for this bitch to fucking break or fall. Dog. Whatever. We pull up. And like we get there, and like I was just like, oh, finally I can like relax. I was having a panic attack, had a drink. I was like, all right, I'm getting a panic just thinking about that shit.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'm the same, dog. What do you do? You do anything? I mean, I'm sure the art helps you calm down and shit.
Yeah,
like, do you do
art.
anything to like help you deal with your anxiety and shit?
Usually when I paint, bro, I just have like wine. But like if I have anxiety, I'm mentally I'm really good with like being able to calm myself down. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's
really-
important to know that, to know how to do that, like to how to calm yourself and then hype yourself up and give you energy when you need it, to be able to control you and not be a slave to like your ups and downs and your emotions and shit. You know,
I don't
like,
want to be a slave to substances either. Like I don't want to depend on something for me to be like, all right, like I need this for me to calm down. You get me? Like for me, it's like yo, water and food. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
I feel like this, because I've also had the same thing. But as for like the Xanax and all that shit, I don't want to.
You could literally, I mean, I don't want to get into the meditation talk again, but like you could literally.
That meditation
sit
shit
still.
is fire.
You could sit still and breathe a certain way to make your heart rate go down and calm you. You could sit still and breathe a certain way to make your heart rate go high. You're like, you got to learn how to learn your body. You know what I'm saying? And learn how to.
So funny you mention that. So like whenever I get like really bad anxiety, I figured out like, I have to like tuck my arm in a certain way, then lay over and like I breathe a certain way, and like bro, like my heart rate and my anxiety just goes dives. Like I learned how my body works over time.
Yeah, it's important.
But like people are like, oh, do you smoke? You have to get high, bro. You're an artist. Yo, do you for sure do bad drugs? This and this and that. I'm just like, nah, bro. Like I don't need that for me to like do art. You get me? Like I can be sober doing art. Like it's just something like imagine like I wasn't fucking 5 years old fucking popping Xanax. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it was something that I grew up with. But like obviously, there is artists that like bro, they fucking do like crazy drugs and like
music, anything creatively. You know, like it could be a steroid. You know,
as far as like the environment that we've kind of been like introduced to and the people that you hang around with.
They say the best, but they say because especially for sedatives, but they say the highest, like a lot of music artists, for example, I don't know if they're in the studio really late. They make their best music really late, or they make their best music really early.
That's me. I stay up until
so
like 5 a.m.
What happens is you're at your creative peak when you're like half asleep, half awake. That's when your mind is at the most creative. Yeah. Which is why most people do shit to like have to make themselves feel half asleep, whether it's drugs or they're in the studio late night right before they go to bed, or right when they wake up, they're in creative mode. You know.
Yeah,
so
for me, it's always past 5 p.m. up until like 5 in the morning.
That's me too.
That's like my window for me to be like.
I know some of my homeboys, like producers and shit, who get busy on the wake up. Like at 9 a.m. they drink a coffee and they're knocking out like 10 beats of shit.
I wish I could do that, bro. I mad respect to those people. Like if I could do that, bro, the amount of productivity I would have, I'd be printing fucking money.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. But I mean, I respect the people that could do that, man. Because like if I could wake up, my body naturally wakes up at 8 or 9 a.m. But like my creativity is like, nah, I don't want to paint right now. Like I don't want to do that. Like once, it's weird. It has to do with the time of day. Once I see the sun start coming down and I see the sunset, I'm like, all right, now I want to paint.
Gotcha.
I don't know why, but it's just like something that I have.
Like a vibe.
And like, bro, like in my old apartment when I was living with my mom, even I had like the small ass window that would lead outside. As soon as I saw the sunset, I was like, all right, now it's time to paint. And my mom would hate it because I'd be fucking blasting music on my speakers, and she'd be like, yo, turn that shit off.
So
like,
now you move to your own spot and you got a nice view, right?
Yeah, beautiful view, man.
Has that, because I'm about to do that, you know? So my question to you is, has that affected your energy in a way? Like with the view, has it helped your creativity? Like how is the view? Like
you should have seen this nigga at his crib and should see this nigga now.
Let me explain something to you. So to be real, when I was back at my mom's place, I already hit a point where like mentally I was like, yo, I need to get out of here. Like it aside from like the art thing, I was just like mentally I was not there. Like bro, I was depressed. I was like not knowing what to do. I was just like doubting myself in art, this and this and that. And then like him and like my other boy that's a really close friend of mine, Robert, like he was just like, yo, you just gotta get out of there, bro. Like you gotta move. They're like, yo, once you move, like that's it. Like you're gonna hit reset and like, you're gonna be inspired. Like once you wake up every day in that apartment, you're gonna be like, yo, like all right, I gotta keep this. 100% right. Like I went and I moved in. And waking up to that view every day and like being in like seeing that atmosphere, and I was just like, all right, like yo, I'm really in this shit. Like I really devoted my life to this. Like art paid for this apartment, you know, like art put me in this position. Like the people that were telling me in high school that I used to tell them they were crazy to telling me that yo, you should do art as a career, you know, look at them now, like they were right. And like I remember when I posted like I did a post on Instagram. I was like, oh, thank you for all the people that like supported me since I was in like high school. People will start sending me like DMs of like screenshots of them telling me, yo, like pursue art. and like text messages and this and this and that. And then I was like, yo, that's wild. Like, I had people like telling me from like 2010, 2011, and like they still keep in touch with me now. And like I have like long essay messages to be like, bro, man, like you're such an inspiration. Like it's crazy to think that like your talent took you so far in life, this and this and that. Like, bro, like
it just started for you too. It's crazy,
it
bro.
just
It's
started,
March,
yeah.
bro. Like, yo, the world is quick.
Yeah.
It's like microwave, bro. Like,
yeah. And then what ended up happening, bro, it was just like, it got to a point where I was like, yo, I don't want to let people down. You get me? Like, I don't want to get to this point, like, just stop. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's like right now, like with my agency and stuff, like we just hit like a standstill because of everything that's going on with like within the art world. Like now we got to start planning for Art Basel because Art Basel's coming in December. So it's like, I'm a focus, but at the same time, we also got to focus what's going on 6 months from now, 12 months from now, because those are events that you have to like plan for like over a course of months. And obviously they have like 9 other artists, so it's like it's a huge thing. So like right now I'm kind of doing my own thing.
are you painting more now? Like what? Like how? Let's say like how many pieces you knock out in a month right now? Like
I want to do what Marcel,
like 1 a week or like?
Yeah, what Marcel wants me to do right now, he wants me to do at least like 6 a month, but he's trying to get me to paint as least as possible. So like charge more, but not paint as much. So like 2 paint. Realistically, he wants me to do 2 paintings a month. So like the exclusivity stays there, and then I get paid like what, like $5-6 grand a month. I mean, $5-6 grand a piece. So I'm making like $10,000 to $12,000 a month.
Yeah.
So like right now I'm knocking out six paintings a month. Like right now I have 6 that I have lined up. Each $2,500. Do the math. It's like $15,000.
Yo,
so
you just went over your whole fucking career. We're gonna have to bleep some of this shit out. You just went over your my man went over his own expenses and shit. I'm gonna pay $3,000 in tax. So motherfucker, they're like, yo, my man went.
Dog getting too much of the detail.
But you got that in the editing, you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I hit a point right now where it's like my main focus now is like I want to like alleviate my brain as much as possible so I can like travel through different avenues, you know, like I just got invited to go to Puerto Rico by Rafa like 2 days ago, and like Paris the barber, and
shout out to Paris.
Shout out to
we
Paris.
gotta get him on here.
Shout out to Paris. He's the one who introduced me to from Mike from Rock.
I was going to. I cheated on my barber with Paris. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the same barber for like, I had the same barber for 10 years, and I had to make up a lie, you know, some shit. I was like, yo, I'm moving or some shit. And I went to Paris, and Paris like did something to my beard where he fucking like shaped my shit a different way. I'm like, yo, you got me out here looking like a Puerto Rican, dog. Like, yo, he's like, yo, we gonna fix your hairline. You know what I mean? He's like my hair consultant now. So shout out to Paris the barber, man.
Yeah,
best barber in Miami.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
We met. Where did we meet again? I forgot. Oh, he followed me.
Fiesta.
We
met him at Brick. We met him at Brick first.
No, we met him at Santo.
Wait, you said Festa?
Fiesta Brush?
Oh.
Fiesta Brush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiesta Brush is fire. Shout out Fiesta Brush.
No, we're not shouting them out. What is that?
It's a party.
Oh, okay.
They do it like once every month.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that out. You're not paying us. Plug your social media.
Kasper Miami at Kasper Miami with a K.
There it is.
I can't put the $ in the S, but
yeah.
Instagram, they gotta let me do it.
It's like trademark.
My verified check mark is coming soon. Once that happens,
yeah, bro, we've been working on that shit.
I've been working on that too, bro. My boy's telling me I gotta drop like $5K for a publicist, like $6K for a publicist.
Yeah, I paid $3 grand for a PR agency that just started, and then I got my refund back. They gave me my articles, but then it was a gold thing. Now ironically, so I had a meeting with a museum in New York, and then they actually had pushed me back 2 days, and I already had my flight like already set up. I was like, bro, like I'm not gonna do that. I have to go back to Miami, this and that. I have to paint, so whatever. That same night, I was bummed out, and me and my boy, we randomly went to a bar with a group of his friends. Somebody at Facebook was there, and like we were just randomly talking to them, and she was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm an artist, this and that." And then she's like, "Oh, why do you look so bummed out?" I was like, "Bro, like I was trying to get to this museum thing, whatever." And then I'm also like thinking about this whole verification thing that my PR agency that I was working with like didn't work out. She's like, "Oh, I'm an engineer on Facebook." I was like, I was like, "Yo, you're talking shit." She's like, "No, seriously." I was like, "What?" So I got her number, and like whatever. I'm doing everything through her. Shout out her. I'm not gonna say her name because Facebook be
yeah, they're gonna
fire her ass.
I get fucking 20 DMs a day. I could get you verified. I block all you motherfuckers, bro.
Bro, horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a big focus on me right now because bro, that check mark is what people don't understand, bro. That check mark is a gold mine, man. Like,
yo, you're the second person who told me that, bro.
It is.
I'm not that bullish on it, but like
I have a personal friend of mine that her business went from 1 end of the scale to the other within a month just because she had that.
Got the check mark.
It's dumb. It sounds dumb, but it's
yeah.
literally a real thing. Especially me as an artist. Imagine my managers being like, "Hey, look, I manage this artist."
Yeah, in a world with a gazillion artists, a gazillion DJs, a gazillion podcasts. If you're the one that's
like you and I, and me and him, and like my manager, cumulatively, since we're in the industry, we're in the loop, we know what it means. You get me?
Yeah.
But people that don't know, that are like, just a random person that go to Publix every day, like have a 9 to 5. When they see somebody that's verified, they're like, "Oh my god, like this is somebody." You know
what you mean? You could DM models now, Kasper, and they'll answer you, dog.
No,
because you got a blue check, bro. Hey, yo, ma. Oh my god, he got a blue check, girl.
Once you get that blue check, bro, like you have so much more at your disposal. You can do like, I have a couple of homegirls that they tell me their stories at before and afters, and like, bro, like they literally walk into like salons, they show them their Instagram, and they don't have to pay a dime. They just exchange social media posts.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's ridiculous. I can do the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna say what art store, but they already offer me like, yo, if you get verified and you repost us, we'll provide you with free art supplies.
Michael's giving you free supplies?
Not Michael, bro. It's a very big art store here, and like they told me, like, yo, we'll provide you with free supplies if you get verified. If you just post us up every time you come out, like, I'm just like, you know how much money I'll save, you know how much money I'll make more if I save on supplies, bro. It's crazy.
Bro, when I was working at Power Dog, when Instagram like first came out, or it was like just kind of new, they were like, yo, anyone here wants to have a blue check, da 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 da. I was like, yo, fuck that blue check, like that shit don't mean nothing. And I didn't even fill out the paperwork, and I could have got the blue check like in 2014, dog. Yeah.
Wow, you slept, dog.
Yeah, I slept. I didn't know what it was gonna mean. Like I would be fucking Superman if I had a blue check. I would have.
I mean, you should be able to get it now.
If you have articles out, no?
Yeah.
I mean, bro,
my boy that's verified. My boy Bodega Flea just got verified. A couple of my boys are like, bro, you should be able to fucking get verified. I'm like, I don't know why. Bro, every 30 days I submit that shit.
You have to do it. No, you have to do it with the PR agency. You're when you do it through the Instagram, you get put in like a folder, and it's like the girl from Facebook told me this. If you do it from the if you do it from the app, you're like already automatically put in a placement where it's like you're not gonna get it approved.
Got you.
So you have to go through a PR agency no matter what. Okay. Because like you have to have somebody personally represent you to an actual engineer that works at Facebook, Instagram, for them to actually review your shit, because they don't check anybody that goes through that. Because she was telling me, she's like, bro, there's I forgot, it's like 1.2 or 2 point something billion people that have Instagram, and like imagine all the people.
Yeah, you can't.
Even 1% of that, it's like
you can't even go through that. My boy was telling me too. He's like, yo, a trick he was telling me. It was like, make 20 versions of your Instagram name. Make 20 Instagrams of your name, and tell them, yo, there's people copying me. I need to be verified, so I'm the real one. You know,
they caught up on that shit too. Yeah, that's BS, because they traced it to the IP address. Bro, I know the whole thing, man.
All right, my brother, you plugged it already. Kasper Miami. Plug yours too, bro.
My name is Eli. It's ELYY.ROJAS.
And that's the manager. You know what I mean. So
yes,
make sure you hit him up. You know, if you need anything,
you gonna find him on his bio.
I told Marcel, I was like, I'm not signing no contract unless he's coming with me, dog.
That's good. That's smart.
Just like how Drake said,
that's smart.
How you gonna get a manager after you blow up?
Yeah,
that's true. But I always come from that business aspect, so I already know, like, you get me what I'm saying. So
and it's also
hungry, you hustler, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and also helps too, because Marcel can't be everywhere with me. You get me? Like, I can bring him along, and he represents me. You know? So it's like Marcel's another famous person too. So it's like it's hard for me to be like, yo, I need you to come to this place. Like,
he also has the art aspect, where it's like I have that business aspect, but he has the inside of the art.
But you need the person who's gonna go and talk to Floyd Mayweather and tell the 7-foot guy, yo, relax, pop. You need, bro. That's very important. You know what I'm saying? Like,
very essential.
So, all right, fellas, I appreciate y'all coming through.
No problem. I appreciate you
on the rocks. Bam.